After having learned housing and treasure, my next step was to try and learn how to run a bridge. Unfortunately, I soon found dealing with hoglins to be quite the challenge. And then even on the occasions where I did manage to kill the hoglins, I found jumping to the correct spots to build the hole for the piglins was not always the smoothest task either. But eventually I did manage to get better at decision making, was probably the main reason that caused me to die, standing in the wrong place or doing silly things. And once I cut that out, I was able to complete the routes a little more successfully. First I learned the basic right-sided triple route. Then I practiced doing the route / building the trading hole for right-sided single or double single. And then I learned a route for left-sided triple. So, learning these basic 3 bridge routes was not too difficult because there are only really 3 main permutations to follow. But then it came to the bastion type that everyone loves the most, stables, with its infinite permutations. But before we even start there, I had to practice being able to loot this double chest without dying. The other choke point was, of course, being able to get to the gap before the pigs kill you while trying to aggro all of them. So eventually I practiced kiting out these piglins when they are lurking around the corner so that they don't instantly knock you while you're trying to build up. So I would take them out the bastion and then once they're distracted, try again. And then I started to learn all the different triple to gap routes. So I think I skipped middle triple to middle gap because that one will be shown later in a run, but this is right triple to gap. So I think here I was able to complete the route, but I did lose aggro of my piglet somewhere along the way, so I didn't quite get all of them. Next I practiced right triple to bad gap. And then I moved on to the left triple variants. So starting with a left triple to middle single. And then once you get to the gap, it's pretty much the same, so I'll skip that. But next we had left triple to middle double. And then just for the fun of it, I also learnt triple triple. So anyway, while the rest of this triple triple plays out, learning stables was obviously the most monumental task with the sheer number of different permutations, but I actually ended up finding it quite fun. Just the number of different ways that things can play out. You can have a right-sided triple, middle triple, left-sided triple, and then you can be going to a double or single chest in the middle. You can play a double triple or triple triple. You can have a good gap, a bad gap. There's just so many different ways that things can play out. So it's obviously difficult to remember all of the different routes, but I think it's one of the most fun ones to try and learn. And so, as is tradition, I then set about trying to complete a run involving the stables bastion or bridge bastion. So here we have a desert temple seed. Which is also just good practice for Overworld in general, because most of the seeds that I have been able to complete have been village, and there's been a limited number of times I've been able to successfully see out a non-village seed with the restrictions on food and so on. Now, I wasn't used to playing Desert Temple Seeds with a dark oak forest, so I blew up a few too many trees and ended up with like 4 stacks of logs. And I also noticed that I neglected the 41 iron nuggets in my inventory, so I could have crafted some iron tools, but forgot about those. But with running out of food being often the big challenge for me on these non-village overworld seeds, I decided to craft a golden apple and then kill some of these sheep. So I skipped quite a bit of sheep killing, as you can see, because the timer is now over 5 minutes without an enter, but I do have 5 mutton. And I'm eventually able to enter just under 6 minutes. So not the fastest of enters, but I do immediately notice that I'm on top of a stables, right at the starting point for most of these routes. And, well, I can see that it's actually a double, triple, right and middle triple. I started instinctively going towards the right before remembering that middle triple is actually just easier. So I'm starting off by building up to loot these chests. Then I'm going to start the triple to gap route. So I mine these 4 blocks up here near the chest. Then I throw some distraction gold, and I need to go back down the way I came to get to the gap. Throwing some more distraction gold along the way. Then I managed to get to our gap and check it. It's a bad gap, so we run towards the other side. Thankfully it's actually a good gap because that's not guaranteed here. And once I'm sure that the piglin's on the way, I head down. I do lose aggro, so I have to go back up a little bit and place something, so probably lost some piglins there, but still have enough collecting here. So I can mine these 4 gold blocks, get them trading. Block this off, and then go mine the remaining 6 blocks down here. Then I can build up and get these additional 2 up here. I'm not quite good enough yet to overlap Pyrain for the fortress at the same time as doing all of this, so that's something to work on, and also, of course, inventory management is still a challenge here. But I have essentially got all my trades. I just need to do a bit of inventory management to make sure I pick up all the pearls, and I then can leave and start pyring now, and figure out that it's in this direction, not the closest though. So I've got a little bit of pearling to do. But a couple pearls later, I managed to find the fortress, and now I can get started. And I've also got some TNT, so my aim here is going to be to try and do a blaze bed or blaze TNT instead of digging up the spawner like I normally might. Because I'm not very mechanically good at building out the spawner, this is always another risky time for me, where I often get hit and knocked off into the lava when new blazes spawn. So I'm trying to be quite careful here. But I do manage to get the platform built and manage to collect all the rods that I need. And so I can finish building my portal and go blind. I lose a bit of time here because I had to throw 2 eyes by the looks of things, and then also had to jump down to retrieve them from the ocean. But once I re-enter the nether, I'm able to start heading towards coordinates, which are actually not too far, honestly, within the fortress. So I just need to dig down a bit because my Y height is too high at the moment. But I'm able to get my portal built, and I'm double blinding, entering the stronghold at 17 minutes 23, so technically a PB sub 20 is very possible here, and all I need to do is successfully nav and find the portal room. It does take me a little while to find exactly where the portal room is, but I'm able to get there at 19 minutes, so still on good pace, and just need to close things out now.